Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and hopefully today we're going to be doing or starting the conversion. Now I'm going to start with this one just because it should be the simplest one to do. I haven't got to modify anything on this. So what we're going to be doing today is taking a CGS Lightning series, which we can put a mag in and we can show you how it performs, and then we'll put a mag in and show you how it performs when it's been converted to running on more TM compatible parts. So this is the mag that it came with. This is a CGS T8 SP system, whatever you want to call it, mag. We can wrap this in here. The barrel is empty. Let's try and show you this. The trigger on these are really bad. See, we're already slowing down. If I try and do a bit of auto, so the nozzle isn't even coming back. So they've got no recoil to them because of the light bolt. If I grab another CGS off the wall, so this is the other style of CGS that I've got. Now this is the original ones, bolts, much smoother, triggers. Still a hard trigger pull, but much better than the Lightning series. Now, I've never tried this gun with this mag, so this will be a first. However, see the difference in that? You've got the recoil there. We'll try this one again. It's not really a gas blowback. It's like fitting one of those gas blowback conversion kits into a normal gearbox, but this, see how I mean? You see how much better it is, and this is just the CGS that's not the Lightning series. So now the other CGS rifles still aren't perfect, but they were much better. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be pulling a lot of this apart. So the rail, we can just pull a pin out, push that forward. We can take the rail off, and we'll flip this over. We'll punch the body pins out. Now I don't know if this is going to work. You can see these crappy buffers. I'm not sure if this is going to work, or unless we might have to do a bit of modification, but we'll find that out. So we're going to pull everything out, pull the bolt out. We need to get this off because we're going to be swapping out these crappy hop parts. So we've got the flash hider we need to take off, and I'll probably be leaving this off because I've got the tracer front end for it. So we'll pull muzzle device. We've got the O-ring. We'll just take that off as well, like that. And then we need to take off the gas block. I think it's going to be a 2.5. Yeah, correcto. It's sad to say when you've got a skill where most of the time you can guess the size of Allen bolts. So we take the little gas block off. I've never took one of these apart before, so I imagine it's these here. That looks like a 3. Is indeed a 3. So we've got one on that side. And this will be different from model to model. So that is definitely threaded on there. I'm going to pull these out a little bit further. I think they just clamp onto that piece of plastic, if I'm honest. That is definitely metal, not plastic. So what we can do, hopefully, we'll put this back on to the receiver. And then we can use... It's always useful having one of these. I suggest you get one. I've had this one for years. It's just an adjustable wrench. This is a Stanley one. I think I bought it from Screwfix or somewhere. I really can't remember. It's good to have for guns that have unique barrel nuts, but they've got flat edges on them. That tool has been invaluable to me. I've used it so many times. So we can spin that out. Got a bunch of shims on there. That's what they'll do basically at the factory to make sure that this clocks up properly with the upper receiver. And then we can pull this out. Now I need to take the upper receiver back off. the smoothest of pins, but there we go. There we go. We're going to take a screwdriver. So what's weird is that hop wasn't working, and the arm, to be honest, it could have moved when I moved the barrel forward. That's probably what happened. But this system I'm really not a fan of. So we've got a little grub screw in there. Let's find the 1.5. Not going deep enough, so let's break out another tool. Everyone still asks me where I get this from, and I've answered it so many times. That'll go a little bit deeper into there. We can loosen that off, and then that should allow us to slide that adjuster out. Now we still can't get this out because the hop arm is blocking it. So what we might have to do is push it out from this side. So we're going to get something on the barrel, and we can eject it from the back. The only part I'm not too sure about these conversions is going to be the hop system. We do have a hole in there for a screw, but we are on a slant on that side as well. So we might have to 3D print some stuff, like maybe a little block. I'm not too sure. So first of all, let's find the parts that I brought in with me. A little box of tricks here. So I bought a bunch of stuff because at the time I couldn't get certain things, or, you know, these trigger packs were bought from the UK distributor and they come without pretty much everything. One important part is that cam that sits there. So this was before I was buying in some double eagle parts. So if you look at the trigger packs that I do on the website, I've made sure to get them where they've got everything included. The only thing that isn't included is the Z plate and the bolt stop. So we've got a bolt. It is a Noveski bolt, but I do have a Guns Modify salient stainless steel bolt, which I'll probably put in there. So I bought loads of Guns Modify bits because it was a lot of stuff that was missing. So we'll get those bits. We've got pin packs, we've got a bolt stop, and I think that's it. That should get us going. So we've got this here. Now annoyingly, it doesn't look like this comes with the screw. So what I might do is park this to one side for now, and I might grab a couple of double eagle parts because I've got them in stock. For the time being, what we can do, we can get started on the trigger packs. So with the lower, we're going to have to remove the mag release, which is always a lovely job to do. There we go. Remove that. Still got the Made in China sticker on, so let's get that off. That's really oily and horrible. Have a quick wipe down. We need to take the selector lever out, so it's just done by pushing and rotating. We've got a screw in the back that will fit. Yep, that's not stuck. So we can remove that screw, pull that out here. And then we've got a body pin, which is here. So we'll tap that body pin out. Like so. And then we should be able to pull this trigger pack out. Here we go. So you'll notice these trigger packs don't have a Z plate. So they are quite different from a TM Spec one. Your bolt actually catches on this section here on the bolt release, which is why they're made of steel. Basically, you're catching the front of the bolt here on the bolt release like that. So they've basically undo what Marui did in making it, you know, a very reliable system. So we'll pull that trigger pack out. Got a lot of space here now. Hopefully it's all within spec. So we've got a double eagle trigger pack. We're missing a lot of bits, so We have pins and stuff that we need. We have a bolt stop. Do need to grab a Z plate. We also had one of these as well. So I had to buy this pack literally just for that, because I couldn't get this part anywhere. And this cam sits in here like that. And I could not get this anywhere in stock that I could just buy the pin, buy the cam. So I'm just seeing what else we got here. We do have a body pin there. I will try and reuse that body pin because it matches the body pins on the receiver. In this set, what this is going to give us is all these pins and springs. So that one is going to go in here. So that cam sits on the trigger pack like that. I'm going to do it on the side of the table just so I've got more control over it. That was very closely to launching across the room. So that spring and pin is in there. Is that the right spring? I'm guessing it is. So we don't need that one, we don't need that one. We've got this pin and spring, which is for your selector. Slide that in there and we push it and it should lock into place like that. All these other bits we can keep as spares because they're all inside the box. Get them out of the way. Always useful to have as spares. I think that's the pin for the hop adjuster. Right, that's in. We've got our bolt release. This is a double eagle one. The double eagle bolt releases have very weak springs on them. So what we could do, because we've got a pack of springs here from Guns Modify, we can find which one we need. I think it's this one. So you'll see the difference in size. And that's what causes the issue with the double eagles when you get the bolt lock actuating when it doesn't need to be actuated. So we're going to try and get this on here. There we go. Let's package up these springs. That was the old DE one. We probably did have a spring in there that we could use, but the Guns Modify one isn't a bad shout. So I'm going to grab a Z plate and we'll carry on with this. Right, I picked up a Titan nub, a flamingo rubber, double eagle, hot parts, and a Z plate. I just picked up my universal screw set as well, just in case some of the screws don't reach. Take our Z plate. I'm not sure, that spring seems really compressed for some reason. We can always pull it apart and have a look. Right. Double eagle trigger pack. Oh yeah, we are cooking. Straight in. Take our screw. So if you're looking to do this yourself, bloody hell, and convert your CGS to make it run properly, you might have to take all this with a pinch of salt, just because parts can be, like, until I started stocking some DE parts, finding all this stuff that I prepared beforehand with the Guns Modify bits and that, it was a challenge, and it was a frustrating challenge because I could only get some bits and not all, which meant I had to go to like 3 or 4 different retailers to get what I need. And you just have to be prepared for the eventuality that might happen. All I'll say is if you are doing it and you're struggling, it's good picking up bits over time. Are we good there? We should be good there. So that's in. Can we use the original pin? I'm hoping so. Is it the right size? Just because that way you'll see the pins match up on the receiver to be the same. So This is a CGS selector. Not sure if this will work. I can always throw a double eagle one in there if I need to. So we just push all this stuff out of the way. Wiggle this in. There we go. Seems to work. Oh yeah. So there's our trigger pack done. The only thing I don't have, come to think of it, is I don't have a buffer. So we'll have to try it with the original buffer, and I'll just have to get some normal buffers. I don't think it will be a difficult task, but there's the lower one. You can take the buffer spring and just lie it in there ready. Put that to one side. Right. We've got a double eagle adjuster. We've got double eagle hop. So let's pop all that out there. I don't need the nub, but we'll let the nub drop. Need a barrel. I do have some barrels sticking around here. Right, we're going to go one of these. This is a double eagle barrel. It's a little bit long. In fact, let's see what the type the cut is on here. Very odd. Pull this off. Will it come off? Give it a wipe. There we go. So maybe we might be able to get away with this barrel for now. I will want to change it out for something better quality. But get a flamingo rubber. Does go on there. It does sit nicely. I think I'll have to modify this nub because you have to do it with the double eagles. If that is the case, for the interest of time, yeah, so it's a little bit wide. For the interest of time, I'm just going to put the original nub in for now, and I will come back off camera and just fettle that to fit, because these, as good as these double eagle parts are for being mostly TM compatible, the downside is they're a little bit off spec. So we can leave that one on. We'll take those two off. We'll take this thin one, which came with the hop. That's going to go around the hop unit like that, and that gives us what we need. So that's sitting lower. We can actually put this straight into the barrel because the arm sits differently. It does seem to line up okay. Famous last words. So I did preempt me doing this video, and I know a lot of people would probably want to try the same, so I did get a lot of parts in for those that want them, but people have just been buying them before the video even came out, so it's just going to be one of them things. So hop adjuster, so we might need to be a little bit careful. It's the hop system that concerns me the most. So we can put the arm on like that. We need to get the spring and detent in. This is one of those things where you can lose these parts. I have got some spares in the bag there just in case. But you want to do this, you want to treat this as if it's always going to ping off in a different direction. Now, is this going to work? Let's pop it into the receiver. It might not. I think we need a block in there to stop that, and also the spring wants to come out. I don't know if you can see that, because it's not. We might have to do some 3D printed parts to space this out properly. So that is slightly annoying. We do have a hole for a screw in the front there. Let's get our screw pack. What size is this? I think this is going to be an off size. Yeah. I think this is going to be like a 2.5. And it's definitely not going to reach that So let's pull this back out. That spring and detent wants to pop out, so let's take the tension out of that. This screw seems very, very small, but it's very tight to go in there. An M2 won't work, and an M3 is slightly too big. So we might have to revisit the hop system. I think it's going to be the only part which really scuppers us. Interesting. So let's pop that back in there. We might have to revert back to the CGS one for now until we can design some parts, because otherwise it's going to be a bit pointless. So let's pop this off. I had a feeling deep down that the hop system was going to be the sticking point. So I'll just do with those T8 bits. There they are. So we'll put this back on for now. We'll just get this thing working. It's kind of what annoys me with T8. They just had to do everything differently. Like, if they'd done it that way and it worked better and you had quality of life improvements, great. But it hasn't. It's given us the opposite. So we can put this back together. Slide the barrel and hop system back in. This is going to be to be continued. And get this thing to situate right. There we go. You're going to go in. Goes in. Slap our barrel on there. Cock that to the correct position. Like that. Take the hop adjuster, the bad hop adjuster. We need to slide that under, so basically we put pressure on it, get that tab underneath. You need to get it perfectly situated in the little recess for it. There we go. With that in, just tighten that grub screw up. Don't have to go mad with it. So that's on. We'll shove this piece back on with the 2.5. 1, 2. Need those grub screws back on. Try a 3mm. 1, 2. This might be another video I need to give to Netsy to edit down for you. Slide the rail on. It does indeed line up, that's good. Push that down, pop the pin in. So now we've got the charging handle, which is the original charging handle. But we're going to take a double eagle bolt for now. That goes in there. Lower. Can we get this stupid buffer system back in? There we go. In and in. Locks back, drops forward. Trigger works. Right. Give me that magazine. We're going to have to change out the mag release. It does go in, but you have to hit it in. So just lock back. And here we go. Lovely jubbly. Converted. I might have to get a double eagle mag release because these mags, I don't know, they'll go in, but it's like just a slight bit of movement, but you can sort of whack them in there. Let's try it with the original. So the original T8 mag, that obviously goes in there fine. Works absolutely fine. Full auto now works. Great. Guns Modify, Strike Industries mag. So that one goes straight in. So we might be able to just run it on PMags. Perfect. What else we got? What else we got? Bolt. MWS mag. Might not have any gas in it, but nope. Just noticed it's got BBs in it as well, so let's point it in a safe direction. Kind of good that it wasn't gassed. We do have a BB in it though. Let's try to dump this mag. There's only 3 rounds in there, but yeah, works. Works pretty damn good. What else we got? What else we got? This is a Double Eagle Gen 2 PMag. Goes straight in. Bit low on gas, but works. Guns Modify version 1 PMag. Yeah. Guns Modify version 3 PMag. Yeah, bit low on gas. Tokyo Marui. Oh, that went in nice. As you'd expect. Double Eagle Daniel Defense magazine, straight in. Oh. This one also. The Daniel Defense magazine from Double Eagle doesn't want to go in. It will if you force it, but we might have to swap that mag release out. There we go, it's in. Works anyway, but very difficult to get in there. And of course, it's got gas in. A tiny bit. The CGS Lancer mags, which have been pretty good for me, to be honest. They haven't been perfect, don't get me wrong, but probably the best Lancer mags to go for. I know people have been trying those Angry Gun ones and saying they're absolutely rubbish, but so you can still run it on CGS mags, but that is how you convert your CGS into a more Marui MWS compatible gun. Now, I did say I have got a part, this gun that has been in the process of being built for like 3 or 4 years now. Should never get round to working on it. But in here, I have a Guns Modify stainless steel salient bolt, which would fit the bill with this gun, wouldn't it? Take the Double Eagle bolt out, put the Guns Modify gold one in. It'll obviously better suit this build than any other, with it being salient stuff. But will it blend? Oh yeah, look at that. That is a much better colour. I don't know if it's correct or not, but that is a much better colour than that, isn't it? You've got the salient markings on there. It's a CNC steel, stainless steel bolt. It'll still lock back. A bit more kick. There we go. So now I've got a Salient Arms GRY that I can use. Let's whack this mag in there to keep it company. And there you go. It's been a long one. I'm going to give this to Netsie. Because I haven't put the flash hider on, I can turn this off. And we have one of these that I bought not long ago. So this is a replacement for the standard part. Remember which way around this goes. But it has a built-in tracer. So now we've got a built-in flare tracer and the gun looks exactly the same as before. So I am going to try and come up with some parts. I need to know what size that screw is. I believe it's a 2.5. So I'll get some screws done and then I'll probably 3D print some spacers. So maybe I can do it all in one, I'm not sure. So you basically put the block in, then you put your you know, your DE Marui style hop adjuster, and then as you screw it in, it'll all be nice and square because you've got that slant. It's just CGS giving us another FU. But there you go. If you want to do it, that's how you do it. Double eagle parts are very inexpensive. A full complete bolt is 40 quid. All the other parts are very inexpensive. You don't have to get Guns Modify stuff. I was just in a pinch because I bought the trigger pack and it came with nothing, so I had to buy this from over there and that from over here, and it's much easier to do now. So if you do want to pick up some of these parts and you want to support the channel, you can find trigger packs that come with pretty much everything apart from a bolt release and a Z plate. We've got ambidextrous 60-degree fire selectors. We've got everything all the way down to like the Noveski cherry bomb flash hiders. So I just got all this stuff in just in case anyone wanted to do the same. So if you do, appreciate that. Check out the links in the description for the Ag Precision Discord. Get involved with the community. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been some use. Hopefully Netsy can edit it down to a much respectable time frame. But thank you very much for watching. And from me and Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.